One more ruined wall. But, the remains here are a bit that used to stick out that way. More ruined wall extending this way. You'd barely recognise it as a wall, wouldn't you? The corner in the wall here, there used to be a bit sticking out there. You see this used to be a corner, this sort of outline like that. And oh! That bit's still standing. Ain't that nice? There's a sign on it. Do not climb this wall. It's fair enough, really. I wouldn't want you to wear it out. You see the detail of the fluted column here. And there's more of it here, with another "Do not climb this wall" sign. See, there used to be an upstairs. Thank you! I really wanted a raindrop right there on my lens. That is exactly what I required at this point. Most professional filmmaking you've ever seen on YouTube, I'm sure. There used to be an upstairs there, and that would have led through into this archway, and then beyond that archway carried on there. Hence the width of the archway. There are a lot of these like knot windows, which I think is a really bizarre deal, where it's obviously shaped like the stained glass windows of the Minster, but it isn't one. Even there, that is the shape where there would be a one-person gateway through what is the size of a track gateway, but actually a wall, or actually a window, except in this case it's just a wall. Now if you look more closely, you can see that there is a vertical seam there, where that actually used to be a doorway and has been walled up with stones. It's seamed all the way around. There is no stone that overlaps the fill to the outside. Whereas along here, where you have this carved stained glass window shape, the stones that are the outline of that, they do overlap into the fill there and there. And on that side, that one. So that's a fill-in where there used to be a hole through this wall, but it was walled up, whereas the rest of it is original solid wall, just shaped as if there ought to be a view through it. One heck of a large gravestone. And this wall carries on, even while I get away from people. Carries on along here with a whole series of those things, with a whole series of very large actual windows above. Now the camera is going to alternate dark and light because it's looking at bright and dark, sky and rock alternately. You can see they used to have frames in, but the frames have broken out and disappeared over time. And over there is a much larger arch, which is open all the way to ground level, which led through somewhere this way Also, there's the broken wall where I started, and it extends this way as well. And this thing must have been the base of a corner like the one back there, where this bit nearest me would have matched the bit nearest me over there as the sides of a way through into this bit. How old the steps down are, I couldn't tell you, but there is obviously a layer here that extends around this part of the building, and there used to be columns there around that square support. And that, why not put the mask in an actual bin? Here beyond that archway you have another fabulously sculpted and fluted column with a kind of cemented rubble fill. There's another one here, but there are people on it. There's another one over there that doesn't have them. Again, the inside ain't all that fancy, it's just bulk building, but the outside is these sculpted shapes and fluted columns and really elaborate design. And there's a line of them there going up that way. There's a line of bases here extending that way where there presumably used to be a line of them. And there's this weird outline. Oh, there we go. Apse of Norman Church. But why an apse would need a classical arch laid out on the ground, I don't know. So this would have been the way in. And you have another outline from the remains of a wall with the remains of the base of a detail there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and there, because this was quite a big building. An outline here, which went just past the base of that pillar, and around this way, with a small lawn inside it, which here is labelled Chancel Apse of Norman Church. Must have been one heck of a church. Huge. And I guess it collapsed or somebody demolished it, so they replaced it with York Minster. It's crazy the amount of resources and effort people put into building buildings in which to carry on Bronze Age death cult rituals, really, isn't it? Here we are at the top end with one more remaining column that has quite a bit of detail left, and another do not climb this wall sign. And of course a Starbucks cup, because arsehole's gonna arse. And again, the inside here was kind of a junk fill compared to the fanciness of the visible parts of the walls. There's a square part that was presumably outside, there and there, and along there they would have had square buttresses outside, and then on the inside the fancy carved columns, and down that way you can see that big arch and all the line arches and window arches of that part. So there was something here that was huge and fabulous, but it is gone. Yeah. A bit of a clue there as to what may have been here once, but is not now here. And this rain isn't getting any lighter. Back towards here, that's the Apse of Norman Church sign. Across here, Chapel of St Thomas. Well, if all of that was the Chapel of St Mary, St Thomas kind of missed out, huh? Because it still says Apse of Norman Church, but Tom's got a rather smaller part. Here's the outside wall. You can see those square buttress bases all the way up there, and two more here. Chapel of St Nicholas. Yeah, Thomas literally got that bit. And then two square externals, which makes this an outside corner. And there. There's a double line of stones here, with tarmac fill in between. So I'm not sure what they would mark. Possibly that was the entrance on this side via the Chapel of St Nicholas. There's one stone of no obvious purpose here, this outline. So possibly over here there was an entrance via the side into the main building, where you would have had the little tiny chapels of St Nicholas and St Thomas on your left, and the huge St Mary in front of you. Pretty obvious which one was considered more important. And then, oh, that's graveyard there. And there is an old stone wall that, with brick additions to it. Dates unknown. Possibly a bricked up doorway. Probably a bricked up doorway. That I'm guessing will be the outside of the grounds of St Mary Abbey, if it was one. Big enough to have been one. Oh! And steps. It's like that is very obviously a solid wall, but here, there's the central column, and those are just the second and third steps. And here's the outer wall with a very obvious curve of a spiral staircase. So at some point, this big pale chunk was a step, and this thing above it has been added. Done a nice job of blending it in, because it's not obvious, you know, that the steps at the stones at the top are any less ancient than the stones to the right and underneath. More badly eroded stonework. There must have been something there. Stained glass or statues or tapestry or something. There has to have been something there. But wherever it was, it is long gone. for location reference. There are the Minster Towers, and the river is just down the slope that way, on the upstream side of York.